Hello everybody and welcome to another video. This time I'm going to give you a little bit of new player assistance. So first of all, I am free to play here and I want to save my resources as much as I can, which entails using gems or card tickets or even gate keys and so on. So I'm going to keep those together as much as I can. I am following some goals in terms of stepping stones, which I want to accomplish. And I won't claim any of the cards from the lifetimes list, login bonuses, structure decks and starter decks and so on until a certain point, which I'm going to talk about later, and that has a reason to it, of course. The goals are that I want to first unlock every single world, then I want to get Arc 5 world to stage 6 first, and then DSOD world to stage 6, and that has a particular reason that has to do with the characters. Anyways, I want to get the other speed worlds to stage 6 except GX world. I skip that for a moment because of Thunder Giant. Then I want to get 7th world to stage 7 and Go Rush world to stage 6. And I only play ranked duels after hitting DM stage 6 because of Maximilian Pegasus' unlock mission, and I'm only playing 3 ranked duels in Rush format exclusively. I want to get GX to stage 6 then, because by that point I may have a Thunder Giant or even not, but then I would have Jaden at level 23, which is fine too, which I'm going to talk about later hopefully. Anyways, I want to get every other world to stage 10 except Go Rush world, because as of now we don't need Go Rush to be any further than that. And after all of that, I want to unlock the remaining characters that I have not unlocked by that point. But the stuff that I am going to claim throughout this playthrough is actually on here. So I want to use 3 normal tickets on Hieroglyph Lithograph to control my own life points for low life point missions or comeback missions. Then 5 rare tickets on 2 copies of Cyber Angel Benten, 2 copies of Machine Angel Ritual, and 1 copy of Elemental Hero Sparkman if I don't get him as a drop reward from Jaden. Then I want to use 3 super rare tickets on Anti-Magic Arrows and Union Attack for the Vessel Farm, and Baby Tiragon, which I need for an unlock later. Then I use 1 super rare dream ticket on Karma Cut, which you don't actually need, but I use it as a helpful card, and it banishes stuff so that I can get Scud's missions eventually. I use 3 ultra rare tickets on Ordice Lancer Dragon, used for an unlock, and Ubelter Incarnate and Ubel the Ultimate Nightmare. I then also want to use 1 ultra rare dream ticket on the copy of Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon that I need for 2 unlocks. Further, I am going to use 1 super rare card from the card trader, which is Gaia Saber the Lightning Shadow. You don't need that, but it helped me a lot. And then 2 skills that I claim from the card trader are Generation of Heroes, which helps me with Thunder Giant stuff, and Zaxel Ultimate Unite, which helps with the number C39 Utopia Ray missions for unlocks. And then I use 1 skill ticket on Destiny Draw for Yami Yugi. Furthermore, I spent 2000 gems on the structure decks Stardust Nexus and Ordice Challenger. That helped me out a ton while unlocking characters. Now we can actually get started. I don't have a new account just yet, so I am on my main account and show the stuff off here. First of all, you have to pick your starter character, which could be Yami Yugi or Seto Kaiba. I picked Yami Yugi because of personal preference, Destiny Draw as a skill, and it's helpful for unlocking characters. So yeah, that's me, but you can do what you want. It doesn't matter because you get the other character at stage 10 anyways. So we grind DM world to stage 4 first, so that we can unlock the other worlds. And that happens with the home screen when you just click and try to unlock the worlds. And you can get all of those. So as I said, I am not going to grab other cards from structure decks, lifetimes list, packs, structure decks or whatever, and only cards from leveling up characters and their respective starter decks. And that has a reason, which is that some characters in Arc 5 world specifically, and also in DSOD world, need me to collect certain cards, like DSOD Taya needs you to collect 10 spellcasters and 10 spell cards. So it is for me better to just wait on that and play with nerfed card pool until I have those missions available, and then can claim all the cards at once and therefore clear those missions easily. Leftover experience points from standard duelists I usually give to Jaden or Soulburner to level those guys up. Soulburner at level 10 or 11 gives you a super ultra card ticket, which has Thunder Giant in its card pool. Otherwise, I grind up Jaden to 23 so that I can get a copy of Clayman and therefore use the skill Generation of Heroes to add a Thunder Giant to my extra deck. If you start with Yami Yugi as your first character, then you would be advised to use a skill ticket on Destiny Draw as soon as possible, because that skill's really good and it helps a ton. So early rather than later for that skill, I would say. But you can do what you want, really. It's a good one to have. Anyways, said that, I am going to use a Super Rare Dream ticket on Karma Cut eventually. You get a Super Rare ticket after like 4 days or something of logging in or whatever, I don't know right now from the top of my head, but this guy is good because by discarding one you can banish a face-up monster the opponent controls and all other monsters with the same name in their graveyard, which helps with the Scut mission in DSOD World. Not that Scut is a great character, but it helps banishing 10 cards to get Scut's missions. Anyways, we want to start with Arc 5 World here to Stage 6, because at Stage 6 we have a few characters that need us to collect 3 Synchro monsters, 3 XYZ monsters and 3 Fusion monsters. So before claiming any of the free stuff which contains those, we could get Arc 5 World to Stage 6. We are at the card trader right now and trying to get a copy of Gaia Saber the Lightning Shadow, which is a generic Link 3 monster that helped me out a ton, especially against opponents that switch my monsters to defense position. Anyways, we got Arc 5 World to Stage 6, we do the same with DSOD World because of Taya, as I said, and we can also now eventually grind up GX World, because in GX World you see the problem is that Jaden spawns in as a legendary duelist for free. However, if you have more characters available, then he won't spawn in as frequently. Therefore you have less shots at getting a Thunder Giant drop eventually. So that's the reason I skip GX World usually. So I also claimed Slifer from the Lifetimes card list. That is one exception that I made, because Slifer is good for the Vessel farm. To get Slifer, I obliterated strings with a modified starter deck of Yami Yugi, so that was really easy. Not a problem there. Having said that, we want to get Vrain's World to Stage 6, because we can then unlock the Gore, and his starter deck comes with a copy of Union Attack, which helps with the Vessel farm as well. But in addition to this copy, I claim another one from the Super Rare card tickets, because 2 of them help a lot with effect damage and with the Vessel farm in general. We also can go to 5D's World and stage that one up to 6 to get access to characters, and while getting there we look for the Sector Security Standard Duelists so that we can defeat them with 5000 duel assessment points and unlock Crow, who is needed later for more unlocks. Said that, we can go to Zale World and stage that one up to 6 as well, and that is a good opportunity for me now to claim stuff from the Lifetimes card list, the structured decks and the starter decks and whatever we had. Also, if you get access to Lulu in Arc 5 World and level her up a bit, you can get a rank 1 Lyrilisk monster and do not need to use a Super Rare card ticket on a copy of Baby Terragon for unlocks in Zale World. Also, I am now claiming a structure deck, actually 2 structure decks, and those of course are, as I mentioned before, the structure deck Stardust Nexus and the structure deck Order as Challenger. Each of those costs me 1000 gems, so I spent 2000 in total on those 2 things, but I felt that they helped me a lot, especially when it comes to stuff like Synchro Summoning, collecting Synchro monsters, collecting XYZ monsters, Pendulum stuff, like Pendulum Summons and so on, that's good, and you also get a copy of Dark Rebellion, XYZ Dragon and Stardust Dragon, that's not too shabby. We have not done a lot in Rush format in a while, so we can go there to 7th World and stage that one up to 7 so that we get access to Gavin, but we have to unlock Luke, Lucidian, Callister in the meantime, and that is not that bad to do. So with Luke in our pocket we can go to stage 7 and unlock the other characters, or most of the other characters there. And when we go to Go Rush World, We just need to get to stage 4 so that we can unlock Yui, and he is needed to clear some of the stage 4 missions already, so after getting him we can go to stage 6 eventually, and that should be fine. And now I reached a point at which I want to show you all the cards that I got from card tickets. And we have those on the list at the beginning of this video. So yeah, nothing new for you. So I used 3 normal card tickets on copies of Hieroglyph Lithograph, which just let me pay 1000 life points to increase my hand size limit to 7 for the rest of the duel. Which is nice because it allows me to decrease my own life points in a controlled environment without allowing my opponent to attack me directly, so that I am not at risk of losing the duel. For ritual stuff I need Cyber Angel Ben 10 because that's awesome to have, and of course Machine Angel Ritual, not Cyber Angel Ritual. And then I got 1 copy of Sparkman because I was not lucky with the drops. So with him I can then put Generation of Heroes onto one of my decks as a skill, and that allows me to summon Thunder Giant. I also got super rare card tickets, and that was Anti-Magic Arrows and a 2nd copy of Union Attack, as I mentioned before. And also 1 super rare ticket was spent on Baby Tiragon, and some ultra rare card tickets I used for Odai's Lancer Dragon, that's needed for unlocking Shay, and Yubel Terra Incarnate and the Ultimate Nightmare. Those are later needed to unlock Jade Nubel. And Neo Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon is a card that I got from an ultra rare dream ticket, which it sucks to sacrifice a good ticket like that for a card like this that I'm not using regularly. However, it helped me with unlocks, and instead you could just use 2 character unlock tickets. Anyways, having said that, we also want to unlock Ishizu as soon as we can basically, but you need the level 30 gate for that, and the level 3 Ishizu gives you a copy of Gravekeeper's Vessel, which finally allows you to build a Vessel farm deck. So that helps with effect damage and with dual assessment points. Good stuff. Also, when we are at the card trader, we can claim the skills here, as I'm going to show you. Unfortunately, main account already has those, but this is where I would get Generation of Heroes and Zexal Ultimate Unite. Now, when it comes to Elemental Hero Thunder Giant, you can go about this in different ways, like using a character unlock ticket on Cyrus, or getting lucky as a drop reward from Jaden, or you could just use a Super Ultra card ticket from Soulburner, which is the easiest one to get, that has Thunder Giant in its card pool. Anyways, I chose a different approach, which of course was Generation of Heroes after getting Jaden to level 23. So, when it comes to unlocking characters, you need to keep in mind that there are lines of characters that you need to unlock in a certain order if you want to get those. Like in DSOD World, you need to unlock Mokuba first, and with him it is possible to unlock Joey, who then is needed to unlock DSOD Taya. And with Taya you can get, of course, if you have Joey and if you have Yugi, you can get Bakura eventually, and with Yugi you can also unlock Aigami once you hit stage 10 in DSOD World. But it is not possible to get DSOD Taya before DSOD Joey, because that is just the line of things, how it works. And you cannot get DSOD Joey before DSOD Mokuba. Same issue in GX World and also in 5Ds. In 5Ds you need a few characters, of course, Jack, Crow and Akiza for stage missions and for character unlock missions. And then Primo is unlocked by using Antinomy like 1 time. So he is needed as well. In Zale World you of course have your starter character, that's very important. Bronk is needed for stage missions, but with Reginald and Kite as well as Yuma, you are set to unlock all the other characters in this world, which is good. In Arc 5 World you of course have your starter character Yuya, that's very important for unlocks, but you also need Gong for some stage missions later down the line, and then for unlocking all the other characters you need Yuto, Yugo, Sora and Shay eventually. And with all of those you can get the remaining characters in this world. Moving on to Rain's World, we only have the Gore at stage 6, so that means we can go to the other worlds, which is of course 7th world next, where you have to unlock Gavin at stage 7 first, so that you can get Roa and Nail is then needed to unlock Asana eventually. In Go Rush World, you have to unlock Yuamu at stage 6, so that you can get access to at least Suijo and some other characters. So after all of that, I finally go to GX World, getting it to stage 6, and I need to get a few characters here so that I can finish all the character unlocks in this world. Starting with, of course, Chess, who is needed for some of the stage missions later down the line. Cyrus is needed for unlocks, I think. Tyranno Hasselberry is needed, and Axel is needed as well. And not to forget, of course, that we need Yubel eventually. So with all of those unlocks, you can then unlock most of the characters in this world. So while grinding up the other worlds, I always check on Go Rush World anytime I stage up actually and get my standard duelists back, so that I can look for Chupataro and Terza specifically, because those two are needed to unlock Suijo. And if I find them, I can duel them. First of the speed worlds that I get to 10 is actually Vrain's World, because Vrain's World has a lot of characters that I can unlock, one of them being Playmaker, and I've been looking for Playmaker for a while now. Playmaker is needed to unlock basically everybody else besides Soulburn and Flame. He unlocks Blue Angel and he also unlocks Varus, and with those three we can unlock the remaining characters in Vrain's World, which means we can go back to DM World and unlock DM Seto at stage 10 in DM World, so that we can finally make it to Yugi and unlock him, and with Seto and him we can unlock Solomon, which means we should be able to get all the remaining characters in DM World. In DSOD World we of course only have Aigami left, and we can get him with Yugi and Seto, and that means we can go to GX World. And in GX World, the most important character left is Alexis, because she is needed to unlock Blair, finally. When we then make it to 5D's World stage 10, we should go for Leo first, because once Leo is unlocked and you win 10 duels with him, you get the missions for Luna. And therefore I get going with these missions as soon as I can. In Zale World, we only have Tori left, and she shows up once we hit stage 10, so that should be no problem. Same with Zuzu in Arc 5 World. So then, when getting to 7th World stage 10, we only have Roman left, and her missions are a little iffy, but you can handle them, I am sure of that. So with that said, we would only need to go back into Go Rush World. We are at stage 6, we get access to all the characters, and now a little bonus section for all of you, because you're basically done here. I normally buy a few packs of the box Future Horizon, mainly for Stardust Spark Dragon that I like a lot and it's fun to use for me, and also the Tuna Monster Angel Trumpeter, which also has decent attack and defense stats, but also stuff like Cypher Mord Zeta and Psy Life Transfer that help with synchro summons, and Zeta is actually not a bad card to have. Also, if you're looking for psychic type monsters or machine type monsters for certain character unlock missions, this box can help you as well. Also, at the time I was doing this, I had the half price gem sale going on. So 10 packs only costed 250 gems, and that's when I dug into this. However, if you don't want to go into this box, that's fine as well, because it's optional even for my own way of doing things. Yeah, you can save your gems, you can go into other boxes if you like, or you could use box chips or whatever you want, really. We are done now with all the character unlocking stuff, and I'm on a different account, not on my main account anymore, but this is an account that I had recently, which actually followed the structure that I was just proposing. And here in my gift box we see that I have a lot of gems to spare, and that is of course because I didn't spend any on structure decks besides the ones that I mentioned and the card packs and so on. So I have a lot of resources left in that regard, which means once I have all the characters, I can allow myself theoretically to buy into any box or structure deck that I want to make at least a rudimentary version of a deck that I want to build, like Harpies or Dragon Maids or Fire Kings or what have you. So that is pretty cool. Also, when we go and check our card tickets, we see that we will have a lot of card tickets that we didn't use. So even a few dream tickets in between there and all of our character unlock tickets. And that means we can further increase our card pool with stuff that we actually want and need, without using them while unlocking all the characters beforehand. And also there are a lot of gems to be grabbed on the lifetimes list here, and that's neat. So a lot of gems that I could spend if I wanted to. Also, the amount of gate keys and other items are here in the profile that I can show you, and you can stop whenever you want. So yeah, pretty much I didn't use a lot of resources to unlock all the characters, which means I can spend the resources in any way I want. That concludes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching.